Alright, I am going to teach you a little bit about the game called Concept. I do not have a digital copy of this game other than on Tabletop Simulator, but the cool thing about Concept is you don't have to be physical to play it. I've actually enjoyed very much playing it through Discord and other things like that, where I just send a picture of the puzzle to everyone. So here is the Board Game Arena Discord channel where we've got all kinds of things going on, like 4-player tournaments, boss piles, which are like little ladder systems. I'll show you what the ladder looks like. You've got a person at the top of the pile defending their spot, everyone else trying to climb up and attack the people above them, things like that. So Discord's a cool little place to be able to play more stuff, and Concept is one of the things that we have in here. So Concept, I like to describe it, I'm just going to basically read my description from the channel here to you. It's like charades with a board. You're putting a question mark icon with a big green player indicator on the main idea, the thing you're looking for. You're looking for a person's name, a movie title, a book title. You're looking for the name of a location, a sport, an activity, some kind of action or verb. Then you place matching color cubes on anything that you think directly tells you what that clue is, very, very directly associated. You can also use other exclamation points of different colors and the other colored cubes matching them to give supporting details. Maybe you want the title of a movie, but you want to talk about one of the characters in the movie, so you start using cubes to describe the character. Or maybe you start describing iconic imagery that's in there. It's got a turtle in it. It's got this in it. Whatever kind of things you might need to do with supporting details to get them to the right movie. In person, when I play this, I always go very adaptively. I put down most of my cubes, and then people start asking questions or saying things. You don't want the game to turn into 20 questions if you can help it, but I do want them. The only thing the clue giver is allowed to do is say yes or no. In fact, I'm not even really sure you're supposed to say no. I'd have to check. All you can really do is say yes. So when they get the right idea, I can say yes, that's the right idea, but keep giving clues because they haven't got what I want them to say yet. But on the board, you're actually forced to think even more critically when you're playing this turn-based. You have to give all the clues all at once. Really enjoy doing that. It's kind of fun. So here's what the game board looks like. The game board down here. And this is one with clues on it. The game board has all these little images and different things that you can put clues on. So here's like a clue over here. Here's some supporting colors with the red exclamation point. But here's the main idea is in this category. Well, what do all these categories and things mean? They can mean anything. It's literally up to the clue giver what kind of clue they're giving, how to interpret and use the tools that they have on the board. But there is a player aid for the game, and here's copies of the player aid up here. You get an idea of what these things might mean. So that main idea for the first one was recreation, sport, activity. Maybe it's the name of a sport. Maybe it's just trying to be more verby. It's like an action word, something like that. Kind of depends. There is actually a spot for action, and it took me almost 6 months of playing this game before I realized action was on the board. That was a bit of a mistake. But this player aid helps you get a good start. Here's the second side of the player aid because there are so many different images on the board. All the way over here we have like shapes, figures, images. Sometimes you turn things sideways and try to be like this is an X instead of a plus. Here's that verb I was talking about that it took me forever in this corner to realize there's actually a thing for me to say, no, I'm looking for an action word. I don't want the object, I want the action. What's the action associated with it? So anyway, on Discord, what I do is I put up a complete set of clues all at once and challenge you to be able to solve the puzzle. I also ask everyone, please don't post the answer directly in the channel. I want them to instead private message me with their answer so I can tell them yes or no, get them on the right track if they're going haywire. But I do want to be able to put a lot of these puzzles in here for people to do. I've got quite a few on my hard drive that I have not posted in yet. I just posted some starters, and once people have solved all the starters, then I'll move on. So for the purposes of this video, I am going to talk about the demo puzzles. Once I've solved a couple of the demo puzzles, talked you through them, I'm going to definitely very clearly say pause the video before I say any of the answers. So in this one, we know that it is a sport, recreation, or activity. It is related with planes, helicopters, sky, clouds, flying, something like that. And this one over here is one you want to check on the player aid. It is fictional, not real. It could be superhero or mermaid or something. Maybe it's something real that seems strange or special or fantastic. It could be fantasy. In this case, it means fictional. But over here, here's a good way that you can probably tell it's fictional, is the book and movie. It's apparently related to both. So I'm assuming it's some kind of book series that became a movie, just because the exclamation point is here, not the other way around. So something to do with an activity, flying, fictional, that's from a movie or a book. Not sure if you've solved it yet, but I can only think of one off the top of my head that really strongly relates to this. If you haven't solved it yet and you're watching this as a video, pause right now. I'm about to say the answer. And now the answer part. It is a flying sport from Harry Potter, Quidditch. So this is one of my favorite starter puzzles. I actually use this every single time when I'm teaching the game in person. There's almost always a Harry Potter fan, and they get really excited when they solve a flying sport because there aren't a lot of them. Demo puzzle number 2. Here's another really good one to start off with. Actually, if I remember right, this one was kind of hard. Yeah, this was the hardest of the demo puzzles. I didn't put them in any particular order, I just put them all in. So the main idea is for a person. It's apparently fictional, fantastic, something to do with that. And here I have 2 cubes. A cube saying it's related to weather, cold, rain, clouds, storm, something like that. But the second cube is specifically on top of one of the areas. And if you check the player aid so you can kind of tell what it's covering up, it looks like it's directly on the snow part. So it looks like the clue giver was really trying to focus on snow. It's also got a little cube here for unhappy or sad or not good. Not really sure what that would mean, but it's an alternate color. And that's all we have. So we're looking for a man that's fictional, related to the snow, that's bad. Can you solve this one? This one was a tough starter if you ask me. Well, I'm about to give an extra clue. So if you don't want the extra clue, pause the video now. This one has several different names. This is more of a monster, a large thing that lives in the woods. Something fictitious. It comes by several names. Because of snow and man, it made me immediately think of snowman, but a snowman that's bad, so not necessarily the melting kind of thing, not that kind of bad, something that's actually an evil snowman. The clue is wanting, pause if you don't want the answer, a Yeti. The abominable snowman is kind of where that snowman thing was going. Rather tough one for a starter if you ask me. I'm actually a little surprised I have that in my demo puzzles. And then demo puzzle number 3. Here is the first one where I start using numbers. Numbers come into this game a lot for complex things. Also, this one I need to redo the image because this is not supposed to be there. It's from the previous one. Alright, this is from a movie. It looks like this is on location, but it's not on the thing next to the board, so maybe it's specifically flags, specifically water. Since water's over here, I'm guessing that it's actually looking for the water on the Earth view. Same thing down here, it's not on the little spot next to it, so it's not trying to talk about a boat, it's trying to talk specifically about water. So water, water, water from the Earth view, and number. So lots of cubes here. Normally when I'm using the 1 personally, and a lot of my friends do this too, the number of cubes is what's important. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So can you think of a movie that has something to do with water, water with boat, Earth view water, and 11? If you don't want the solution, pause, because I can't give any better hint than that. It's Ocean's 11. So there's a really good starter clue. I thought that one was simple too. I don't think Abominable Snowman really should have been in there as Yeti. Demo 4. And I'm just going to do all of these today because these are really fun to just go through. What do we got here? So the main idea is here on word, expression, or phrase. This one comes up a lot for the more advanced clues because they're not a single word, they're a phrase or an expression or an idea. So over to the numbers, still in green. So there are apparently 3 words in this phrase. That's how I would interpret this. And each one of these exclamation points on top of or next to the words is an individual clue for each word. So the black clue goes to the first word. In black, we have a puff of wind, air, smoke, something like that. Over here, we have sounds like. That's what this one normally means. It's kind of like charades. It's not quite that, but something to do with wind, air, puff, smoke, blow. Don't know what, but it probably sounds like it. So it's probably not literally that word. Are there any other black cubes anywhere? I don't see any. So let's move on to word number 2. Word number 2, I don't see any explanation points anywhere, so this one's related to a lot of things. Over here, it's related to some kind of animal, wildlife, something living. This is the plant side, so it's more animal than plant. Apparently something you can eat, something that's pink or that kind of color as close as possible of all these color options. And then we have it primarily on dirt, so I'm taking it it's a land animal, but there has to be some association with water. It didn't put the cube right next to water. It's not amphibious like water and land. So maybe something to do with water and dirt together, or whatever that would be. So what kind of animal do you eat that's pink and has something to do with water and dirt together? Whatever that is. And then the final clue, the third word. It has our plane, helicopter, fly, clouds, and action. So probably fly, fall, land, take off, some kind of word associated with that. Soar, maybe? Anything like that. So have you solved it? Have you been able to figure out what these 3 words all together could possibly mean into some word or expression? It's probably something common, something you've heard before. Any guesses? Any guesses? All right, well, I'm going to give you another clue. And if you don't want the clue, go ahead and pause the video. The animal that's pink has to do with mud. That's what this one's about. So what pink animal has to live with mud, water and dirt together? And it's a pink animal that you eat. It's a very tasty animal. Any more guesses? All right. If you don't want the solution, go ahead and pause now. I'm going to do it slowly, but I'm going to give the solution directly. So the first one was trying to do wind, but it's not exactly wind. It just sounds like it. Win. Close to wind, right? Sort of a sound like. And then the animal that you eat, bacon, pig. A pink animal that lives in the mud. And then the final answer is fly. So the expression is when pigs fly. That was a fun one. I like this game. All right, and then in the demonstration challenges, I put one final challenge as if you can solve this one all on your own, you're good to go. You will be fine at concept. If not, well, that's okay. You'll get some of the puzzles, but not all of them. I have a wide range of puzzles. Some of these are absolutely ridiculously monstrous to get. You kind of have to start putting it all together, and once the pieces start to fit, then you can fill in the rest. So this one is another word or expression. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 words long. Whew, this one's gonna be nasty. So the second word here has a right side up red exclamation point, and it has something to do with car, road, bike. There is a cube directly on the road part rather than on the vehicle. So maybe it's either not a vehicle shown, or it's specifically wanting road, pavement, asphalt, lines, something like that. I'm not really sure yet. And it's been a while since I've done these, so I'm not really sure I remember what this clue meant myself. The third one is yellow, and it's got 2 dots here under the numbers and nothing else. I actually bet that that's literally the word to, T-O. We'll see, but that looks like a very likely to be 2. Blue, we have our blue clue over here for world, location, place. We have another clue on fire, another clue on skull, death, unhappy, another clue over here on prayer, religion, sun, kneeling, shadow, whatever that one might mean. So some place related to all of those things. And down here is an upside down red exclamation point. It's just because I went through all the colors, had to get a little bit creative, so I turned it upside down. Well, the primary idea is apparently a verb or an action, and it's apparently still related to this vehicle, road, tires, car, something moving like that. But it doesn't, oh, I never noticed this. On this earlier, when we had the red cube with the something in this picture, we also had stone and dirt. So specifically, that makes me think more road than anything. A stone paved road, bricks, dirt road, gravel road. I don't know, but that's what it's making me think of. Maybe it actually wants gravel or dirt or something like that. And then black, where are our black cubes? Up here. The black cube is on a happy face, a good, positive, the opposite of bad from earlier, and I don't see any other black cubes. I think that's all we've got. So this one I'm not going to walk through anymore. It is entirely up to you to sit down and solve what does this puzzle mean. I wish you luck. This one was a really good one. It is a common phrase. Well, not so common that I've said it in the last week, but you've definitely heard it if you grew up speaking English. Another thing to note about this game, if English is not your first language, this game can be difficult sometimes. That's fine. Most people who are not English speakers have actually found this game incredibly satisfying and fun. They just sometimes need things explained to them afterwards, or you work on a team. In person, this game has been so successful for a lot of my groups just because you don't have to sit down and dedicate your attention to it. People can come and go at like a party or a family event. They can join in at exactly any time. You don't have to have been there the whole clue or all the other stuff. Anytime they can just look at the board and be like, okay, let me figure this out. Another thing is if the clue giver is having trouble figuring out how to get people to the right thing, often it's because the word is so simple, they're just like, I don't even know how to describe something so simple. How do I get you to say the word a or he? You were trying to think of all these people. How do I get you to say he? It's really hard. Well, you can always pull someone aside, let them see the card and the word you're trying to do, and be like, hey, help me out here. And then that person joins the clue giving side. So casual. They include scoring things for this game so that you could play competitively. I have my score things unpunched, and I plan to keep them that way forever. Concept is just more fun as an activity for a group. Now, in here, those are the end of the puzzles I have linked. I'm going to go right now and upload more photos because I have an entire folder of like 20, 30 of these puzzles ready to go. And if people solve them all, I'd be happy to post more. I will make as many puzzles as you people will solve because these are awesome. So please join us in Discord. If you need a link, I will provide the link to the Board Game Arena thing. That's the best area for us to do concept because Board Game Arena page is all about playing games, nothing else. I hope you've enjoyed concept. I'm turning off the video.